All right, it's the Misery Loves Football off-season podcast. It's me, your host, Chad Zumach. We have three very special guests. Returning guests, Kevin Brennan, Lenny's printer, and fresh off his Red Bar appearance, Ray DeVito.
What's up?
You're a whore, Ray DeVito. What are you doing on Red Bar for?
I'm a whore? Oh, Jesus.
Why are you going on Red Bar?
I just for shits and giggles. I didn't realize how serious it was. I thought it was like a little more lighthearted, and now I guess it's some serious shit.
Jim.
Yes, sir.
Chad won't let you on our show.
All right.
He said you guys are mean to him. I thought you guys buried the hatchet.
I haven't talked to him.
Good improv skills.
But you're doing your own show later today anyway, right?
Yeah.
He got out of work early for this, Chad.
I don't care. I don't like him.
Hey, Jim Stansel, didn't you get out of work early for this?
Got out of work early and somebody cover. It's fine. Whatever. I got no. Chad has problems with me. I got no problem with Chad.
Your whole show stinks.
Whatever.
You guys all stink.
Now I'm in the middle of a beef or East Coast, West Coast, the Connecticut, fucking Florida beef.
There's no fucking.
It's all East Coast. That's why I got no problem with Chad. At the end of the day, we're all the same team. I think he has problems with my cohorts more than me. Well,
yeah, that's what it is.
You're guilty by
told
association.
Me so fucking Jim Stansel didn't have to leave his fucking volleyball job early.
I think we're making some good progress here.
All right, Jim, I owe you.
All right. Well, there's a certain episode coming up. Maybe you can do that.
All right. Oh yeah, that's right. All right. I don't know if I owe you that much, but I owe you.
All right.
All right. Love you.
Tell those guys to quit pretending. They're pretending to play. They're playing show. It's all pretend.
All right, we're all wearing black and white. I like it.
All right. Well, let's talk about.
Are we still talking about Dave Landau? Are you done with Dave? Are you come off your high yet?
No, but I would have to say that the Red Bar. Somebody sent me a clip. Joe Exotic sent me a clip of Red Bar. He was, I guess, talking about it, but I couldn't. I don't even. I'm waiting. I'm in the shower. I turn the water on, waiting for him to get to it, and it took so long that I gave up. I had to take a fucking shower. I mean, I'm like, okay, I thought Brian McCarthy was bad at stalling. It's like just get to it. Oh, I'm gonna show. I'm like, show it. What did we say? I don't remember what we said. I do 5 shows a week. What did we say? So I'll have to watch it later when the kids and the cats go to bed. And Red Bar, by the way, that thing behind me, that's my wife. I'm not a homosexual man, so I have a wife.
I thought you said you didn't see it. You said you didn't see any of it. Now you
saw
obviously
it.
did see
He
it.
saw it, you dumb fucking. He saw it right there where my finger is. I'm not touching it. That's an illusion. But that's my why. I'm not a gay man. I have a family, and that's why I get a stimulus check. I have a family, 2 children, and a wife, and she put that up. I don't believe in rosary beads or Jesus, so I would not have that under any context. Jesus Christ. The guy does an 8-hour show. Why is he does 1 show a week? 8 hours. So he's a mailman, like he has a full-time job? What does he do the rest of he's 6 days a week, and then he rests and does an 8-hour show? I don't get it. I looked at the fucking Red Bar, whatever, redbarnetradio.com, and it's 1 show a week. Who does 1 show a week for 8 hours?
I just found out he was in Chicago. He's from Chicago. I would like to talk to him about Chicago radio, The Loop. I was almost at a morning show there.
With Steve Dahl, Gary Meyer?
No, it was it ended up going to Mancow, but they flew us into it was I forgot the company.
They're way better in Cleveland. Cleveland's way better than Chicago. We all know that. That's a given.
Are you sure? I'm living
Cleveland
in
is easily the worst city in America. Chicago is easily the best city in America. There's not even a question. Chicago is the best city in America.
It's not a good radio market, though.
The weather's not great, but Chicago is the best. And I'm saying from a guy who's lived in Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Philadelphia. Chicago is the best city in America. And I'm not saying that so Red Bar won't make fun of my rosary beads. I pray every night before I go to bed. Please, Red Bar, please leave my rosemary beads out of your show. Your 8-hour, 10-hour show.
I think we named this one Rosemary Beads.
You really hate the rosary there, Kevin.
He hates them. Should I take everything down or get a fucking green screen?
He really got under your skin with this.
No, not at all, Ray. It's called radio. Look into it.
Well,
I was surprised. Had I known, like I didn't realize.
Ray, you stink. I'm just gonna say for the record, you stink. He gave you a chance to shit on Dave Lando and Chrissy Mayer. You're like, I don't do that. They're my friends. You're practically homeless. You got nothing to lose by shitting on people.
That's why I need them as friends. I might need a place to crash.
They're not gonna put you up. You act like hey, I'm gonna be a nice guy and ride this into the sunset. It ain't working. Start shitting on people.
That's why I'm your friend. In case I hit rock bottom, I got to move in with you.
Get a feud with Jim Stansel or Ant Mead or any of those guys.
They're Cumulus. That's what it was. You remember that guy Shadow Stevens? They wanted me.
Yes, we all remember him.
I don't even have a beef with the Red Bar. I thought the dude was nice.
I know you got a beef with Dane Cook's collection. It's a record collection. Speaking of Chad, I just looked up their IRSC codes. You did make them up because they're all the same.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not how it works for IRSC codes. You're supposed to have a different one for every track.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm trying to figure out doing it right. And it's like, I called Sound Exchange. They're like, no, we don't give them to you. I said, does Sirius Satellite Radio give them? Nope. So then I'm like,
I got to learn all about that too. So Chad,
okay, can I focus on me? Can I focus on me?
I'm gonna tell both of you guys, don't come to me for answers. I don't have any. I'm an idiot.
You just made it up and you're still getting paid.
I make shit up as I go. I don't know. I learned how to edit. I don't even know how to edit. I'm a fucking moron. Sorry, Lenny's printer. You have to deal with this.
Yeah, this is uncalled for, guys.
For a football podcast.
Lenny's printer's mad at me. What'd I do to you, Lenny's printer?
For the exact reasons Kevin's talking about. You're being for lack of a better word, a faggot. Shit on some people. That's why
we don't say that word. We call them Lenny's. We don't call
Lenny's.
We don't call them.
All right. I know. That was the hard G and T. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You have to take it out.
Yeah, cut that part out.
10 minutes in, Chad.
He was a nice guy. I gotta admit. I thought they were nice. I thought they were nice. But I didn't realize like how out for blood. Like it's the first time I listened to the show, like re-listening to it, and they go after like real shit. I felt like
I was a dude. Like what?
Like trying to get people in trouble for January 6th and things, like some real life shit where it's like, whoa,
what's January 6th?
The insurrection on the I don't know. Something happened in DC on January 6th. I don't know if you're aware of that, Chad.
I don't. It's not like it's 9/11. It was a bunch of rednecks went in the Capitol building and messed up some papers.
Like trying to get people in trouble for that. And it's like, it was a little too. It's like I thought I was walking into a lighthearted casino, like going to a casino to play cards. It's like walking into a casino at Tombstone and like, all right, I'm just gonna fuck around. Then you got fucking Johnny Ringo and Wyatt Earp pointing pistols at each other, and you're like, "Whoa, all right, I just came in here."
Too many analogies. Too many. I can't. We're not.
I just came to have fun with poker, and it's like,
they're like Snake Plissken and what are things?
You walked into a high stakes poker game when you went to Red Bar.
Marion Cobretti with a gun.
I thought it was. I didn't realize how like unlighthearted it was. I thought it was just like jokes and stuff, but it's like no.
You thought it was good-natured ribbing like Bobby Kelly's podcast.
Yeah, and it was like people
like,
going out for
dude?
blood. No, I'm actually Robert Kelly never had me. He's asked me to do a show a few times. We
talked about this last week. We're not going to rehash Bobby fucking Fat Kelly.
This is serious stuff.
There you go. If I don't have a.
This is
I was upset that he asked me to do a show a bunch and then never had me on it. That wasn't nice.
You just said that. They're going to think it's the same show. They're watching. They're going to.
Yeah, this goddamn repeat. Was this a repeat? I didn't sign up for a repeat.
Is this Joni Loves Chachi? Is it because I already saw this episode?
What is this? The Ropers?
Anyway, so listen, I got two things I got to say. Ken Mosca quit. So all you people out there,
because of the last episode,
all you Mosqueteers out there are saying Where the hell's Ken Mosca? I'll tell you where. He
The
quit.
1%er is gone.
Yeah, he said he was gonna. He's
Well,
gonna. He's gonna double up everybody's Patreon. He's got 700 Patreons going,
Oh,
and so he's gonna double up on everybody with his free time.
I
Also,
thought maybe he got
I
pitched.
saw him. I saw him on Tuesday in the flesh. He said I'm quitting Misery Loves Football. I said what? I pretended to be outraged. Chad told me. Chad already told me he wanted to quit. So no. I mean, I don't care. I mean, we're not
Did he-
even doing football. Plus, he doesn't have a fake name, so he could get fired from his stupid job if it, like a Lenny's printer called instead of using the L word, he used the F word. So he could get fired. So he doesn't need that. He's a real guy. He uses his real name like a lunatic. So that being said,
As
I want
Ken's
to say,
friend, he like I agree. We should talk sports on the football show. I'm with him on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait a
right.
minute. So your real name isn't Mr. Printer?
No.
okay.
Come
So
on, Ray.
speaking of that, speaking of more sports to get to, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah.
I'm friends with Ken, by the way. I want to make sure that's out there.
Yeah, I'm friends with Ken too. I'm just saying he I saw him in person and
So that's it.
when
He should put out a statement of some sort.
he said he was going to tweet out on midnight on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. He was going to tweet out midnight that he was no longer at MLF. And then I checked his Twitter. He didn't do it, but it's all going to work out. It's all going to
He
work
should
out.
just email you.
Anyway, speaking of that, speaking of more sports, I was watching YouTube last night. Let me just say this. I know Ray doesn't want to be involved with this because he doesn't speak badly upon anybody. Ray is a Christian, he's a Catholic, and
He loves
You're the one
Lord.
with the rosary.
it's not mine. Anyway,
It's my rosary. I put it in Kevin's bedroom.
huh?
Can I zoom in
my-
on that?
I said
Red
that's
bar
my
well.
rosary. I put it in Kevin's bedroom because I might have to sleep there once I get kicked out of my sister's place.
Anyway, I was on YouTube. I was on YouTube last night, and I was watching an old clip of me. That's what I do. I watch clips of myself
You
before I
just
go-
watch you all day on
before I
YouTube.
go to bed. I soothe myself to sleep with me quitting at Compound Media. Listen, I just want to say this. I watched the clip. I wasn't even on the clip, but the clip the day I quit, I didn't. Let me just explain something. Chad had said last week that Kumia might have misremembered the whole Landau thing, and I beg to differ. I think he got it 100% right, and I'll tell you why. And you're like, well, he was drinking over the weekend. He drinks all the time, probably, and he probably picks up the pace a little bit on the weekend. But I'll tell you this. I watched the show because I had seen the clip where Keith and Kumia talk about me quitting on that Monday. And so I never watched the whole thing. So I was just curious because I figured I thought we were going to be talking about Landau today because Jim Stansel was going to be on, but Chad don't like Jim Stansel. So
Not a
I
fan.
know Jim, and so there was a little something going on with Jim Stansel and Landau. So I wanted to address it. Anyway, the point is, so I was watching.
It's not even his name. It's a fake name.
Yeah, but he don't want to lose his volleyball job.
Well, then quit talking shit.
No, but
My
that's why
name's
Ken
out
Mosca-
there.
That's why Ken Mosca shouldn't be on the show because he actually uses a real name. So
Ken-
people use their real name and get in trouble. Lenny's printer, I don't think that's his real name.
He's not a real person. Lenny's
What?
printer.
What?
He's a vehicle. Actually, some crazy lady. I was on my bike. It was actually warm out today,
He's a fucking printer.
and some crazy lady. I'm on the sidewalk because it's at an intersection where there's a lot of cars, a lot of traffic, and it's under these train tracks, and it's shaded, then it's dark, then bright, so it's easy to fucking get hit by a car there. So I take the sidewalk. Sidewalk's 15 feet wide, very wide sidewalk. This lady, as I'm riding up to her, there's people coming and going. It's not like an isolated place. So she goes, get off the sidewalk. So I go, so then I stop, because she's kind of blocking my way. I go around her. She blocks me going around her. So I'm like, what the fuck? So then I try to go around the other side. She blocks that too. So then I just get it. Then I just go into the street.
How quick is she that she's jumping in front of your bicycle?
She's
You're
not
on a
jumping.
bicycle.
I'm off my bike. I have to move it. I have to go around her. Plus, I don't want her to touch me because she looks disgusting. She looks like if Bill Schultz was a woman. Her hair was greasy, and it was not a good look.
Did she have a
So
mustache?
she was walking. You were walking your bike, and she was still mad.
I
at
was
you?
on my bike. She blocked the thing, so I had to stop. Ray, it can't be that complicated. I stopped. Then when I tried to go to the left, I could have ran her over, but then that's like a fucking crime. So she goes, what do you do? She goes, get off the sidewalk. You're a vehicle. I go, you're fucking nuts, lady. And then I rode, and then I just got into the street, and then she goes, you're a fucking prick. And I'm like, who told her? So anyway, so the point is, people are crazy. A lot of people have been cooped up, and so that's what made me think of that, because Lenny's printer is not a person. He's actually a
vehicle. He's also a vehicle.
No, he's a printer.
He's an electronic device. If my
phenomenon.
bike is a vehicle, then Lenny, it doesn't have a motor, so I don't think it's considered a vehicle. But anyway, Lenny is an electronic device. You can buy Lenny.
I'm office equipment.
Yeah, you can buy Lenny at Kinko's or GameStop or
Right.
that other one,
Wherever.
Best Buy.
You should quit using your real name and just use your license plate number, since you're a vehicle.
I'm just
Okay,
tired of all
so-
these anonymous motherfuckers trying to pretend like they're you, Kevin. It's annoying. It's just like you're not Kevin Brennan.
I'm not doing that good. You don't try to be me. Try to be gay Tim Dillon. I'm gay. So anyway, so I was watching Kumia rehash.
Reruns. I'm watching Kumia reruns.
I was
Speaking
watching
of Joni
Kumia
Loves
on
Chachi.
YouTube.
I was watching Artie and Anthony.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, my episode with Kumia is already at 50,000 views in less than 5 days. Is at 50,000 views.
There you go. Look at you.
Kevin
on
Brennan
YouTube.
goes viral. He goes viral.
YouTube.
Moving that needle.
Check it out.
Yeah, move the
So
needle.
anyway, so Kumia, so I'm watching Kumia go over the weekend what happened when I quit. He goes, Kevin quit. He tweeted when I was doing my show. This is Kumia talking. I was doing my show. When I'm done with the show, Iraq, the messenger of doom, he says, Kevin quit. I said, what? So Keith says to me, maybe you should call Kevin. And Kumia goes, I don't call anybody, but I called Kevin. Kevin didn't pick up. The reason I didn't pick up because it was just some rando 516 number, and I didn't know who it was since he had never called me before and we had never texted. So I let it go.
You should say his real phone number right now. 516. You got the first 3 digits. Then
So
what?
then, yeah, I'll leave it at that. 516. I'll let them figure out the
I'm
rest.
messing with you. I'm messing with you.
No, I know, Ray. I know good nature ribbing. So Kumia goes, then the next day I texted Kevin, and Kevin texted back a couple hours later saying, I'll call you tomorrow, which is exactly what happened. Then I didn't call him. And then Monday he basically told what happened and point by point. So I'm thinking he was probably drinking that weekend. He didn't, maybe even got blackout drunk that weekend, but he still remembered exactly what went down, every detail, every minor detail. He got it right. When he called me, when he texted me, when I texted back, he also said I was tweeting that weekend. And he said, so it was obviously his phone's working. And he was right. I was tweeting. And then he tweeted something about me. And then I retweeted like how much I admired him, blah, blah, blah. So he goes, he wasn't negative tweeting. He was just tweeting. So I knew his phone was working. He was alive. He's right. My point is his take on Landau, as Chad said, he misremembered. He got it wrong. I bet he got it 100% right. I think what probably happened is Landau he's a gutless coward. Call the episode Gutless Coward. He's a gutless coward. And he probably didn't want it, when he was getting offer from Crowder, he probably, and Kumia said, because Kumia said, I listened to it the other day too. Kumia said, he goes, are they gunning for you? He said no, which is probably a lie, but he didn't want to tell Kumia they are gunning for me, because then Kumia would probably get pissed and he might fire him, and he didn't probably have his contract signed with Crowder yet. So that's the point. That's the point. I'm sure, this whole thing, like, Cumia got it wrong. Cumia got it right. I'll bet any amount of money he got it right. Landau's changed his story a little bit, and then he emailed them. And then, first of all, if you email somebody on Friday and you don't hear from them the whole weekend, you're probably thinking, oh, he probably didn't read my email. So wouldn't you call the guy and text him? Did you get my email? So my point is, Cumia is probably 100% right. Landau's a gutless coward, and that's what you do when you're gutless coward. When your boss says, are they gunning for you? You go, no, you lie. And then when you quit, you do it through email. But then you're like, hey, I don't want you to hate me like you hate Opie. We're pals, right? And at this point, Kumi's probably like, you know what? He's a bitch. He's a little fat bitch, and from fucking the Midwest. And
I'm gonna have to go with Ray on this. I like him.
I like how you look away, Chad. First of all, that's the worst tell. I mean, I don't know if you, I don't know if you went to tell college, but Lenny's printer probably has played a little bit of poker and a little bit of blackjack.
Oh yeah.
What he's gonna do is when somebody tells a lie, they always look away. That's tell number one.
That's not a lie. I like Dave Landau.
Okay, that's another
Poker
tell where
face.
you oversell it.
You like Dave Landau as a person or as a comic?
Both.
I like him as both. Yeah.
I've known him forever.
I like
He's
Kevin
a
as both
gutless-
too. How about
he's a
that?
gutless coward.
Do you? This is directed to Chad and Ray. Do you think it was a gutless coward move to quit by email?
I say,
Yes or no?
I'm gonna go first, Ray. I heard a different side of the story, and I think it could be interpreted both. I mean, Kevin has his opinion.
What's the different side? What's the different side? What's the story you heard?
He says he's been talking to Anthony. There wasn't like there was some weird thing, and he was telling him, like, from what I hear,
Who you
that
hearing from?
I can't reveal sources. Sources. If I
One
reveal
source?
sources,
One
I have
source?
no sources.
One source.
Two sources.
Anyway, I'm guessing.
I'll tell you
that-
my sources
I'm
because this is
guessing Landau got it. Cumia got 100% right, and Landau is trying to like cover himself or like, hey, I didn't. He was probably afraid. He was probably afraid this when Cumia said, "Are they gunning for you?" He's probably afraid to tell him the truth.
You love
then,
Jim.
and
You love
then
Jim Stansel on that Ski Mask show, and you're shitting on Landau, who's been doing comedy for a long time, and he's a good guy. So I like. That's a bad,
also, I know he's a gutless coward because I know what he says when under pressure. He's not great under pressure. I know when he was on the Jim and Sam show with me, he kind of panicked there, and he was like, I get going after my kids. It's kind of a panic move. And I think under pressure, he's a bit of a fucking panic, because he's sober. He's a sensitive, sober guy. I'm sensitive. That's what fucking somebody said. Well, he's sensitive. I think Cumia said it with Bobby Kelly. I think, Landau, he cares what people think.
Kevin's on the record as hating sobriety.
No, I just hate phony, liar, gutless cowards.
I can't believe you're saying
So no,
this
I
in
don't think he
front
was
of a-
talking to him. I think Cumia is not stupid, so he probably figured, something's going on. If he keeps going, he keeps wanting to go to Texas to do Chowder's show, and then he asked them, "Are they gunning for you?" No, he's probably like, "Well, they probably are," but again, I don't think he probably didn't have a contract yet, so he probably said no, and then, but once he got the contract, he's like, "All right," and then he quits by email because what can a guy do when you quit through email? You can't fucking yell at him. Because you don't have access to the guy. It's not calling him, even texting him. Texting you, guy gets a text right away. He goes, "You're a fucking piece of shit for quitting."
but Kevin, you quit
I quit what?
Compound Media.
Yeah, and I went.
Right.
I quit. I quit on a Thursday. Then I went on a Tuesday to basically say why I was quitting. To
You
say
quit in a
why
blaze
I
of
was
glory.
quitting. And
He
then I
showed
went
up 4
back-
times
then
to
I went
tell him
back
why
on
he's
a
quitting.
Wednesday. I went back the next day
went
to
there
do my
4
show. And this should be, of course, this won't be on YouTube because E-Rock's a hack, but I'll probably put it up myself. Cumia came up to me and paid me in $100 bills as a joke. And that was my last day there. Because then we didn't
Did you
quit
keep
the
the
next
money?
day. Huh?
You keep the money?
No, he came back. He made me give it back to him after the show. So then I did Misery Loves Company on Thursday, and then Friday, my family went to Ireland And then I was like, what should I? And then I asked Brian McCarthy, who I used to do a show with. I said, what do you want to do? He said, let's just quit. And then he's like, hey, I'm going to do Bill Schultz's show in 2 weeks because I'm going to move the needle. So the point is, I gave them every opportunity to go. But at this point, I was like, whatever. And it really came. I think now when I look at it, it really, a big part of it was Dave Lando. I just think he's a gutless coward, piece of shit, acts like a tough guy, but he's got no balls. He's like, he quits with a fucking email. He's just one of these guys who are like, I'm a tough guy. You ain't nothing. You're a bitch. You're a gutless coward.
Ray, your thoughts?
He's got an email account.
What's that, Lenny's printer? What?
Oh, yeah. You guys can't argue anything that Kevin just said. He's 100% right. Regardless whether you like the guy, whether you think he's a good comic, to quit the way he quit is a giant Lenny move. At least quit face to face like Mr. Mosca did. Right? Ken said what?
Yeah.
I quit to your face.
Right outside a diner, and he quit.
So you respect Ken for quitting because he said face to face.
He said it to my Plus, we weren't paying him. He had a Bobby Kelly contract where we weren't paying him, so I couldn't really be like, "Hey, where you going? I'm not paying you. You're quitting to go where?" So you quit like a man. I quit, and then I went in. I could have called in when the Monday Keith and I'm not even mad at Keith anymore. In fact, I like Keith. After watching the video, I'm like, I like Keith, and I love Cumia, just for the record. So when I'm watching a video, and then the next day, I didn't see.
Just for the record, I was on the last Burning Bridges. The last episode.
I heard they were talking about me. I texted Garrett. I said, should I call in? He goes, no, the show's too busy today because George Wallace was in. I guess it was a MLK weekend, but George Wallace was there. And so I went. I was going to call in the next day, but like a man, I thought it'd be better radio if I went in and went in person. And it was good radio. It's and I'm doing. I think it's like at 100,000 views on YouTube. You can Google that and go to Kevin Brennan, Anthony Cumia, or whatever that's called. And then Jim Norton came in. Then I left halfway through at 5 o'clock when Norton got there. So I think you can Google it as that too. Norton, Brennan, Cumia.
You remember that one time you came on?
But anyway, so I went in. I basically took any punishment I deserved. I didn't want to quit that way on Cumia. I'm like, I'll go to it. I'll whatever I have to say to him, I'll address it on a show. And I thought it'd be good radio. And it would have been better radio if fucking Dave quit on the show. But Dave's a gutless coward.
You remember that one time I went on Cumia and you tagged along and they wouldn't let you in and they took the Burning Bridges thing and put it in the hallway?
Yeah, that was because my lawyer. Yeah,
your lawyer outed you.
No, my lawyer said, "Oh yeah, I'm meeting Kevin here." That was
he fucked up.
That was the day of my roast. I haven't heard from that guy in
I remember E-Rock looking at me like, "What? You're bringing Brennan here?" Like he gave me that look. Like, what do you? I'm like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but that would have even been funny. I'm not thinking like, "Oh, this is gonna be good radio," but looking back, it was better radio. If I go in person,
like, I just showed up to quit again. I'm just here because I'm
there
again.
to basically.
I'm gonna show up every day and quit.
I'm basically there to make my points. Like this is why I'm quitting. And and they basically agreed, like we should have more of a presence on YouTube, and Bill Schultz isn't very good, so they agreed with me.
They agreed.
They basically agreed with me, and then looking back, I swear to God, looking back, I was like, Cumia, everything Cumia said was right. So I was like, this guy is not one of the guys who's like, he drinks and then he forgets, like a Etch-a-Sketch, you black out, you forget everything that happened. He remembered everything.
This Brian McCarthy?
From Thursday to Monday, he got every detail right. So I was like, I know he got everything right with Landau. So this whole thing, Landau, there was miscommunication. No, Landau just didn't tell him. He's like a guy who's like leaving his wife. And then he's like, no, I thought I made it clear that I was leaving you. No, you didn't. I mean, there was definitely signs that there were some signs that were troubling if you're a wife, that your husband's leaving you and blah, blah, blah. But yeah. So anyway, let's talk about sports because sports is what really matters.
All right, man. Those
How about
Browns,
that
man,
game?
were looking good.
Yeah, Jerry Jones and Dallas Cowboys agreed to a huge contract with Dak Prescott. What do you guys think?
I think Dak Prescott's overrated. I think he's overrated.
Good take, Ray. Good take. That just
just
killed 12 seconds. Good take.
Kevin the Vehicle Brennan. Here he's. I think you should call up and quit again.
I've never missed Ken Mosca more.
Maybe we'll have him back.
We're gonna have to have him back. We should have a
He's a good guy. I like him.
reunion. Yeah, because he's on your Patreon. You don't even know him.
I know Ken. I know Ken from here.
What, Ray? You think he's a good guy? Where's this coming from?
Yeah.
That's edgy. Wait, you hate Dane Cook and who else? Arsenio Hall.
I got a beef with Drew Carey. I talked about that before. Yeah.
You're never gonna get on Prices Right. You keep talking like that.
Yeah. No, but my Patreon, I couldn't put an episode up today. I don't know what the hell's wrong. I tried to put an episode up with Esther Koo talking about the whole Red Bar experience and everything with that. And also, she was on the episode of Jim and Opie when they had their big fight. Like
This is like 5 years old news.
Yeah, I didn't know that. She accidentally instigated
What
that.
do you know? What do you know?
Well, I know
Everything's a fucking surprise to you, Ray.
Kevin and I are going to hug it out one
I thought
day.
Red Bar was good natured ribbing. The guy works for the FBI.
They come in there with guns ablazing. It's like, oh, I thought this was just good-hearted, lighthearted.
Yeah, this guy, you know what? Yeah, Red Bar's a little bit. It's not good natured ribbing. Like if you fuck with Red Bar, I think he spends a lot of time getting even. If you wink, wink, nod, nod. If you know what I'm saying, Chrissy Mayer, dot your I's and cross your T's, as they say, because you better hope you weren't at the Capitol surge, because if you were, I'm sure she was, because I remember seeing pictures of her from her Instagram and Facebook, and I don't know if I saw them that day. That day was busy. So
I think her manager, her / boyfriend who directs her, wants that story out there because we're talking about her.
No.
Everyone's
but
talking
she was,
about
I know the day before she was there because I remember seeing pictures. And
Yeah,
then-
I heard the clip. She was definitely in DC. Now, was she at the Capitol going in? Hopefully not. But
Why? Hopefully
I
not.
heard the clip.
Maybe,
She was-
you get some of her spots.
Yeah, she wants me to go to fucking prison. Fuck her.
Ray, you're out of your mind.
No, I'm just
Anyway,
saying from
so
the
What's your
clip I
favorite
heard,
Chrissy
she was
Mayer joke,
definitely-
Ray? What's your favorite Chrissy Mayer joke?
I'm not.
Exactly.
No, I heard the clip. She was definitely at DC. Like you can't deny that she was not in DC. Hopefully,
What day was she there?
on January 6th. Like she's
Okay, so
talking
like I
about
said,
it
she was
from the
there.
outside.
So I said,
But I do not know if she was in the to prove
how
that.
do you know- how do you
She
know-
was
for her
wearing a
sake, she
Viking
wasn't.
helmet and she had her face painted. I saw her.
how do you know it was January 6th?
Because she was talking about it from the outside as people
Okay.
were storming the
So I
Capitol.
said when I was on with Aaron Berg last week, I said I heard Chrissy was at the Capitol surge on whatever January 6th. So and she called up all defensive. So why would she call up defensive if she was there? Like what is she saying? She was in DC, but she wasn't at the Capitol. So it's like I didn't know what I said, but I said she was in DC on Washington. I mean on DC on January 6th because I knew she was there the day before because she was tweeting all these pictures out, making videos. I'm assuming she stayed over. I'm assuming she got the hotel for 2 nights. But then everybody was like ducking away from it because it's like I wasn't there.
She was at the Econo Lodge, 347.
March
So
20th.
was
she'll
she
be
there?
at
She
Morris
stayed in
Lane.
her hotel the whole day and got room service.
You were allowed to be in DC on January 6th. Hopefully, she did not go in the Capitol. That's all for her sake. I hope she did
I
not
know
go.
somebody
in
who
the
was there, and he was at the Capitol. He didn't go in the Capitol, but he was there.
Yeah, there's no
His
law
name is
against
Dane
being.
Cook.
Oh, don't bring up Dane in front of Ray.
Ray's
You-
gonna lose his shit.
Jesus. But hopefully, she's not. And there was a lot of people at the Capitol that did not go in the Capitol, and hopefully, she
Thanks,
was
Ray.
one of those people.
Thanks, Dan Rather. Jesus Christ, Ray.
Kevin and I are gonna hug it out one day. We're gonna have. We're gonna hold that
Yeah.
rosary together. We're gonna pray it
I'm gonna
together.
need proof. I'm gonna need proof that you got your vaccine.
Ray, I'm not convinced that you're this like there's all this positive energy. I think there's a lot of anger inside you, and you're just covering it up with the I love her. I like him. He's great. I think there's serious rage issue in you, personally.
I was not happy when she was trying to go after you, Chad. I did not like that when her and Ski Mask were going after you. Ski Mask knows that I didn't like that. I thought that was like I don't like anyone that's going after
So what
people's
was trying
personal
Red Bar
shit.
Red Bar was asking you, do you know if Chrissy was in DC on January 6th?
They were talking about it, but I have no idea. After the fact, I heard the clip of her actually being in DC on January 6th.
Why? She said, I'm here and I'm here at the day.
It was her calling into Gino's show. So, I mean,
Oh,
there's
all right.
clips of her calling into Gino's show while she was in DC on January 6th.
All right.
Now, hopefully she was not inside the Capitol. And it
Why?
sounds
Why
like
do you
she-
care? Why do you care? Right?
I hope
Because
she
I
does.
hope she doesn't get in trouble, but I do not
Why?
like
Why? They don't give a fuck about me. I hope she was on the fucking Nancy Pelosi's desk. I hope they find photos.
I don't like that they
Hope
went
they
after
find
you,
her
Chad.
red cunt hair all over the
I
Capitol.
let that be known to Ski Mask and Chrissy that I'm not a fan of them going after you, Chad. I was not.
Yeah,
a fan of that.
they took it way too far
Yeah.
beyond comedy. And that's why I don't like that fucking show, Kevin, and those dudes. First of all, they're not talented. They're not funny. I don't watch their fucking show. I don't know this dude. He came out from quarantining, put us on a show. We did him a favor, and they've been nothing but shitty to me. That whole fucking show, they just shit on me. They don't sign up to my
They
Patreon.
stole it from watching you. You gave out Brian McCarthy's number on that show.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake.
You started the recklessness.
Maybe he was just saying it so Brian remembers his number. Maybe
I was
Brian
pissed,
forgot his
at
number.
Brian at the time.
And he's
I was
like, Brian,
pissed.
this is your number in case you forgot, because you do get drunk. And maybe he forgot his number and Chad's
But-
doing him a favor.
No, I just don't. I mean, I don't owe them anything, nothing, and they've been nothing but shitty. Fuck them, fuck them. That whole show, it's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible show. They're not comedians. They're just some fucking dudes signed up to Patreon. That's it.
Yeah, speaking of Patreon, Ray, how's your Patreon doing?
It's brand new. What am I at?
Hey,
Like
let me just
10
say
and,
about Patreon. I don't know why I'm
What-
getting all.
Are you putting up Joe Matarese numbers? What kind of numbers you putting up?
put it this way. It's better than none so far. I'm getting people. I'm
Here's
gonna
the
get
point. Lenny's
Joe
printer brings up-
Matarese is doing a Patreon with a Rocky impersonator. Did you see
I
that?
know. He's
That's-
got eight people signed up.
I got
Poor-
more than that.
He's
Poor
doing
Joe.
well. He's making about $20 a head. So he's
Brian
so-
McCarthy's at 83 right now.
he's
Good
doing
for
good per person. But my point is, they've only done I think Joe's done 7 episodes. The point is, don't start a Patreon until you have a fucking fan base, because then they're talking at the beginning of the show about sign up for a Patreon. It's like, you just started the show. What are you even doing? So they have 8 people sign up. That's bad. So when you say, oh, you people at Patreon are gonna get this, it's like, there's only 8 people.
Well, Matarese, doesn't he change his like podcast every 6 months? Like
Yes.
he's
Yes.
constantly changing it.
He's trying
Yeah.
hard to make it. It ain't happening.
He's trying.
Sorry,
He's
Sorry,
trying
Joe,
too
you're a nice
hard.
guy, but it ain't happening.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. But he
Yeah,
tries
he's
too
a-
hard.
Yeah, he's
Wait
pushy.
till your show clicks. Wait till your show is at least running on all cylinders, like the MLF football podcast.
Or we don't talk football anymore.
Well, it's kind of not. They're kind of not playing.
The off season.
Yeah, we can talk sports or something. Just something different, but whatever. I don't know. There's more chaos and controversy and drama on this show than any other show. Even Misery Loves Company. Like co-host, we don't know if he quit. We don't know what's going on with that. It's
Lost another co-host for Misery Loves Company. This Chad guy quit.
I was never co-host, segment producer. I don't want that job. You'll never be
Why's my
friends with Kevin
face so
again.
What? My face is so white. I don't know. It's because it's dark out in here. What's going on?
You think I want to be
usually look
Lenny? You think I want to be Jimmy Martinez? You think I want to be fucking Brian McCarthy? That's
I don't
disgusting.
need a sidekick. I'm like Kumi. I don't need a sidekick. Kumi doesn't. I mean, for him to get a sidekick, it's like at this point, come on, man. We're all grown ups. We don't need sidekicks.
Yeah, you dumped Bob Bickerstaff.
Yeah, Ray. What the
Uh-oh.
fuck was that? You guys are just starting to click. Bob was in
Yeah,
the hospital for a month because he was a big fat fuck. And then you moved to Cleveland. I can't believe you guys couldn't hold that together. It seemed like magic.
He started his own podcast, and I was like, "All right, you want to start your own?
What?
Do your own podcast. That's fine. I'll do this."
What's
Yeah.
it called? What's it called? Foodies? I like when
I don't know what it's about. He just came out of the blue. I just got a bunch of messages being like, "Hey, Bob started his own podcast." I'm like, "All right."
I like
get-
when fat people call themselves foodies. It's like, no, you're a fat fuck. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, so that ski mask show, keep my name out your fucking mouths.
Whoa,
Quit
Chris
talking
Red.
about
Chris
me.
Red.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, I just slapped the fucking tea out of your hands.
Hold on to your tea, guys.
Whoa. And that was a
You-
delicious cup of tea. I remember I was sipping. I was like, I did this right. Cause I made it myself at the old
Tea
7-Eleven,
maker?
7-Eleven
tea
on
maker?
3rd Avenue. And I walked back over to the stand and he knocked it right out of my fucking hand, that Chris Red.
Hey, I have to say this, Kevin, and it's right up your alley. There's some very well-known comics. I'm not naming their names. They were sitting around talking yesterday, just shitting all over Coming to America, the sequel, saying how bad it was.
Is it on YouTube?
No, these were just people, comics. I'm not going to out them. It's not my
What
business.
city were they in?
I can't. I'm not going to give any details.
In what scenario were a bunch of comics sitting around together?
They were kind of doing a thing together, a gig.
A bunch of comics?
Not a bunch, a few.
How many?
I thought it was
the
good.
name. Name how many. Name
not
the
naming-
number. How many comics?
4.
Wow. On a Tuesday?
Why do you care what they think of Coming to America, Kevin?
Why do I care?
Yeah, why
I
that
Ray,
care
what kind of
about- I
question
care-
is that?
I care about everything.
Oh. I thought it was all right. I don't think it was as good as the first. I thought it was cool.
Ray, you get worse every week at this. You thought Coming to America, the sequel, was not as good as the first one.
Oh my! You're gonna get Lenny of the week again from me, Ray. You keep it up.
So-
It was obviously it wasn't as good as the first one.
Everybody says that. I mean, everybody, Mother Teresa, Joe Biden, they all said the sequel is never as good as the first one. But
No.
you're going out on a limb. You're saying it's not as good as the first one. My
It
wife,
definitely was.
my wife who supports black culture, supports black movies, black cinema, if you will. She said it was depressing. It was so bad that it just left you feeling sad that you just spent that time, because the first one was so great and the second one was just bad and dumb. But you're saying it's not as good. You're going out on a limb and saying it's not as good.
No, I'll be honest.
Even though you could have said it before it came out, because of course it's not going to be as good as
I was rooting for the
original.
movie because when I first started watching the movie, I didn't know Jermaine Fowler was in it. I didn't know he was Eddie Murphy's son. And as soon as I saw that,
he's not in real life. He's not Eddie Murphy's son.
I know that, but as soon as I saw he was Eddie Murphy's son,
How did you not know he was in it?
I didn't know because I didn't watch a preview. And then I texted, and I haven't seen Jermaine Fowler in about 6 years. And I texted him, "Hey man, congrats that you're in it." And then I got like in a 5-minute text conversation with Jermaine Fowler. So because of that, I watched the movie rooting for it because I haven't seen or talked to that dude in 5 years. And he's always been a cool dude. So I was rooting
Wow,
for
that's
Jermaine.
amazingly cool that he didn't ghost you.
Oh, you don't like it because you hate Leslie Jones. That's why you don't like it. But yeah, I thought it was cool that he texted back.
I don't
and
hate
forth.
Leslie Jones. She hates me.
Hates him.
Did she slap tea out of your hand? I like how everyone slaps tea out of her hand. Nobody has a beef
She
with
wouldn't
Kevin until he has a cup of tea in his hand. Then they slap it out. There's just a line of people waiting for Kevin to have tea so they could slap it. Who all
She
did
wouldn't
that?
even bother. She would fake slap the tea out of my hand, then
Yeah.
punch me with a fucking
Leslie
red straw.
Jones, Gary Goldman, Chris Red. Who else slapped tea out of your hand?
I go after some of the biggest in the business. I mean, literally big, tall. Chris Red is not, but Leslie Jones is probably bigger than Gary Goldman.
People are I'm just waiting for him to buy tea. It's my turn to slap
Ray,
it out
have
of
you
his
never
hand.
heard this audio? You've never heard this.
Okay. All right. What's another question? Talk about how you had Kevin Brennan banned from because he's a piece of shit, punk ass motherfucker. So yeah, don't get your ass banned coming over here talking for a punk ass bitch. There it is. You think I give a shit? Y'all be thinking that, y'all be thinking y'all talking to a punk motherfucker. I am not. I am not that one. I am not that one. Kevin has real mental fucking problems and he needs to be fucking helped. So yeah, and if you on this motherfucker taking up for him, bitch, your ass need help too. So
Wow.
come at me again. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Leslie Jones hates you.
That was Jermaine Fowler.
Oh, that was was it? Who was
Ray,
that?
what do you, I don't, Ray, you don't know anything. Ray, you miss.
I don't follow you. I don't watch YouTube clips of you 24/7.
I mean, you don't have to watch them 24/7, but you know.
No wonder why they're getting so many views. You're watching them every night. It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
I
there I
never-
am again. It's all on
That video
repeat.
you on Cumia, it only has 3,000 views, but you've watched it 40,000 times.
I keep it on a loop. And my
I
wife
admit,
does
when a
too.
new video of mine's on YouTube, I'll watch it at the gym just because, like today, my video got like 18,000 views in one day. That COVID vaccination video, I was running on the treadmill and I would just see the hundreds going up every time it. So I can't blame you, Kevin. I also watch YouTube videos of myself.
How did you not see that video with Leslie Jones that I just played? It's everywhere. It went viral.
I know Leslie Jones hates Kevin.
Now you do. You didn't know that before.
No, I did know that. I didn't know exactly why. I know she slaps tea out of your hands. I know.
Did you,
everybody-
did you see how
Right.
mean she was to him? She was being really mean.
I,
So why would Kevin root for coming to America?
I
think
get
she
it. Now I
overdid
get it.
think
I
she-
forgot that he had a beef with her for a second. I just thought it was cool that Jermaine texted me back, and I haven't seen that dude in years. He could have easily ghosted me. I like Tim Dillon, but I texted him when he was in Cleveland, being like, "Hey man, I might stop by," and he didn't text me back. So, which is, I took that hurt a little bit, considering I was always cool with him before he did anything. His first show at the Creek, my show was before it. I used to get people at my show to stay after to watch his show. So we were always cool. And maybe he didn't have my number in his phone, and
Oh,
that's why he
shit.
didn't text me. But
You don't
yeah,
like Tim?
I thought that
You know
was
what they
kind of.
say, Ray? Nice guys finish last, and you're a nice guy. And fucking Tim Dillon is a duplicitous prick.
Yeah, he did. He never texted me back. I thought
Yeah,
that was a
'cause
little
he's
weird.
duplicitous prick and a fake homosexual.
I was always cool with him. We were always like really cool. So I
Yeah.
You're
assume
starting to
we're
realize
still
this
cool.
business is full of shitheads,
Yeah.
Ray. Bunch of fucking assholes.
I assume we're
Comic
cool.
shit on me. Like, fuck everybody, man. I'm with Kevin today. I'm in a bad mood. I got to fly to Utah.
You got to go slap the tea out of people's hands. That's my new thing to do. I'm gonna wait till people buy tea and I'm gonna slap it. And like, you just Kevin Brennan me. The tea.
Well, Lenny and Gina really loved Coming to America. They watched it the other night. I heard them cackling like little schoolgirls, laughing at all the jokes. So they got two fans
Did-
there, Lenny and Gina.
Did
Gina,
Lenny
Lenny's wife.
did Lenny get a writing credit for that? He probably did. For
No, he
Stump.
didn't. But he's watching the box office very carefully because he thinks it might have effect on the supermarket sweep, whether it gets renewed or not. So he's still he's very edgy.
I'm gonna tell you how show business works. Show business is a lot of, that's why Lando, I guess, likes it here, because show business, a lot of gutless cowards. And what happens is, if Coming to America was like well received, and people were saying how great it was and how great Leslie Jones was, they probably would pick up Supermarket Sweep. But since people are just saying that the movie's not good,
Yes.
it's not as good as the sequel, they're just gonna go, Leslie Jones, she don't make
Yep.
anything better. I
We
mean,
don't need her.
she didn't tank SNL. That's hard to bring down that ship. But she brought down the Ghostbusters. Did you see that, Ray? Did you like that? Did you like the sequel wasn't as good as the original?
I like the Bobby Brown song for Ghostbuster too.
Who are you gonna call?
We got to take
No,
control.
did you, and, yeah,
We got-
Ghostbusters 2 stunk. And then did you see the Lady Ghostbusters movie?
No, I did not. I'm sure.
Yeah,
it
because
wasn't great.
but they said Leslie Jones was the worst part of that movie. So the point is, sequels usually aren't as good. But the fact that she probably thought she's got this game show. She's in Coming to America. Things are going to take off. They're not. They're not, Leslie. Big Les, as they call her. That's what she calls herself on Twitter. Big Les.
Les Dog.
Les Dog.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Les
that'd be
Dog.
hilarious. She calls herself Giant Thighs Leslie. Thigh Gap Jones. That's
No,
my new
everybody
name.
calls her Big Les. When she first
Oh,
got
Big Les. I thought you said Big Les.
She
Like
is a
she's-
big woman, though. She's
Yeah.
fucking big. I saw her. Ooh. She could beat the shit out of me.
Yeah. What's your name? Big Thigh Gap Jones. Hit me up.
And she's a big lady, but it's not going to help her in movies, and it's not going to help her in Supermarket Sweep. That she's big. She's loud. She's a loud lady, and when you're watching a game show, I mean, Bob Barker wasn't loud, and he was on the air for 50 years. And how about that fucking Alex Trebek?
I'm calling you Inside Voice Brennan.
Alex Trebek wasn't loud. And how about the guy who Pat Sajak? He's not loud at all. This guy's had 80-year runs on game shows.
Mark
So
Summers.
being loud on a game show. Drew Carey, sorry to bring him up, Ray. These loudness does not pay off on game shows.
I haven't watched a game show in forever. I didn't even know she.
No, but you
hosted
got
a game
gigantic
show.
beef with Drew Carey. Did he not text you back?
No.
What happened with Drew Carey? Seriously, as a fellow Clevelander, I'm interested.
I was just as you know, starting out in Cleveland right about the same time, the height of the Drew Carey show, and he was talking about how much he loved Cleveland. I'd be at the only comedy club in Cleveland at the time, the Improv, pretty much every night, and he'd be at Indians games throwing out first pitches, how much he loved Cleveland. Never saw him around. Never once I see him drop into the Improv, being cool, like hanging out with the younger comics. He was never around. It was almost like I felt like it was like a fake love.
Oh, so that's
so you thought
personal.
you thought
No, he
because
didn't do anything to you.
so you
No,
thought
he didn't do
because
anything to me.
he's already a sitcom star.
I thought he was an absentee
going to-
father.
He's going to baseball games, probably doing a lot of press, but you expect him to come hang out with you at the shitty Improv.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
it's like me hanging out with the ski mask crew. It's like I don't have time for that.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
Great analogy,
So
Chad.
Ray is
Ray,
Jim
Ray, you're
Stanton.
out of your mind. I wouldn't. I don't even like hanging out with you, and I'm so far below Drew Carey. I mean, the fact that the reason Drew Carey can't hang out at the Improv is because all you motherfuckers will be like, "Hey, Drew Carey, get me out of this shithole called Cleveland. Take
Yeah,
me on the road with you. This club stinks. The city stinks." He got out. It's like once you get out, you don't want to fucking go back into the cesspool,
Yeah, that's why I left.
the Cleveland comedy scene. You want to get the fuck out of there.
Seriously, fuck them.
Yeah, thank you, Chad. At least Chad's got my back on this.
I got a Drew Carey story. I was working at the Comedy Corner, West Palm Beach.
Shout
and-
out.
And then and Colleen McGar used to book it. And then so I was staying at the condo, and I think I was leaving on the Monday, and I think Drew Carey was coming in early because he was there the following week, and he was opening for Larry Miller, if you remember that guy.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
So I guess he was headlining until the weekend. Then he was featuring for Larry Miller. That's how far back. this
Dating
was.
yourself right now.
Yeah, but he was. But he had just. I think I just talked to him a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, I just did a HBO. He did something. I think like a Young Comedians or something."
Was David
But-
Steinberg on that bill too?
Yeah, yeah. So then I was like, "That's all I have on." But my story's more something than yours is, right? Right? You're mad for no reason. Like I guess I could see if Drew Carey. I mean, he wasn't friendly to me, but he was tired. He just got to the condo. The condo wasn't nice. It was an old house. It was right next to the club, which was convenient. But I remember it was this kind of the summer. It was hot as fuck. But he was on his way to fame and fortune. And so he wasn't going to be all buddy with me. So there's no way he's going to go to the fucking, I mean, that I don't even know if that happens. I think it happens in like LA or New York where you go, like if you're Kevin Hart, you go to the fucking cellar, or you go to a club to.
Well,
whatever.
when
But
you
if
when
you're
you
in
met him,
Cleveland, if you're in Cleveland, you're not going to go see who's hanging out at the Improv because you figure you don't know anybody there, and so who's going to say hi to you?
well, I don't know, man. You think at least when he met you, he would have been excited that he got to meet Neil Brennan's brother. You think
Oh shit.
Oh.
that alone?
Right, that,
would-
that joke would have been a home run, except Neil was like in fifth grade.
yeah, it's a joke. They're called jokes, Kevin. It's called
No, actually, Neil was Neil was probably what year was that? So Neil was probably 18 at the time. So yeah, Neil was getting close to meeting Chappelle. It was just probably it was probably just starting to happen because Neil started, I think, working there in 91 or 92 at the old Boston Comedy, and
That's where Drew Carey-
That's when Chappelle got there.
Guess where Drew Carey went to college? Kent State.
Kent State.
My college, baby.
Does he still go back there and visit? Or should we
Yeah.
be mad at him for that.
No, he does. In fact, he goes there a bar called Ray's Ray probably knows it.
As long as Ray's not there.
No.
He's like, I'll come in here as long as nobody named Ray is here.
And he always gets a beer and leaves $100 tip. So shout out Drew Carey.
He really goes to a bar called Ray's?
Yeah, I swear to God, Ray's
Wow.
place.
He
Ray,
loves
so
every
maybe you
Ray
should-
but me.
Maybe
Every
you
Ray
should
but me.
Ray, buy the bar, and then maybe you can. I'll talk to you, and then you can ask him, "Hey, how come you never hung out when you threw it the day before you threw out the baseball at the Indians game?" I'll be
When I
like, "Why?" You'd be like, "Yeah, I'm still mad about it." He's like, "Wow, you fucking kids are sick."
When I did that video,
Yeah,
Parma
you're
State of
exactly
Mind.
why he can't. You're right. Your story is exactly why he can't.
I hear you, man. I'm not really mad at him, but I got to pick beef. So
But your
that's
beefs
my
are
beef.
crazy. Your beefs, I love your beefs. Dane Cook,
I know.
Arsenio Hall, Drew Carey,
We can go next. Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Speaking of Brad Pitt, fuck that guy. No, I'm kidding.
No, because he's fake good looking. I heard he in real life he's all fucking got a lot of acne. That's what they
Yeah,
say about. That's what
Matthew
they say about,
McConaughey. I
so
don't
that's
like
what they
him.
say about that lady from Friends. What's her name?
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, they go in real life she's hideous. I'm like, I doubt she's hideous, but they can't make makeup that good that you can go from like hideous to a LA7.
I saw Jessica Simpson like 2007. She was like the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. Like just
She was at the she was upstairs at the cellar, and when she was dating John
Mayer.
Fogerty, John Mayer.
she was saying John Fogerty.
John Mayer.
That'd be
I'm
hilarious.
dating myself. So,
I love John Fogerty. John
Oh, that's
Fogerty once
edgy,
got
that's
sued for
edgy.
sounding too much like himself.
He's a fucking hack. He's a Bruce Springsteen ripoff hack.
You
Another
don't
guy
remember when
right
he
above.
got sued for sounding too much like himself? He had to like sit in the courtroom and play the guitar, and they're like,
I want to hear Kevin's story, not John Fogerty's
Yeah,
story.
because Credence probably sued him, right? Because he broke up. with
yeah,
them.
because he sounded too much like John Fogerty. Like you
He
sound like
quit-
the Credence guy.
Yeah, he quit Credence. Who did?
Okay, so-
John Fogerty got sued by his band.
Yeah, for sounding too much like
Oh.
John. Too
I
much
heard
like
John
CCR.
Fogerty quit Credence through email.
So go back to your story.
like-
Jessica Simpson's with Joe Cocker.
I
Go
have
ahead.
to CC everybody in the band, and I'll blind CC my manager so he can see everybody got it. I'm dear band. I'm John Fogerty. I quit this band.
Okay, so she's
I'll see
dating.
you at the Hall of Fame ceremony in Cleveland, which they never do it in Cleveland because Cleveland doesn't rock.
So she's dating John Deere, and what happened?
No, she was just there, and a lot of people are walking around, so you don't really notice. And then I saw her standing next to the jukebox talking to him, and I was like, "That's fucking Jessica Simpson." She was like, short but she was attractive. I
She's
remember
very
I
attractive.
don't remember thinking like, "Oh, she's the hottest thing I've ever seen," but I remember thinking like, it's weird when you get somebody like famous that's not in comedy. You kind of gets you kind of notice.
I
One
saw
time-
Marissa Tomei, and I thought she was beautiful. She was
Fucking
gorgeous.
Pete Davidson brought in Ariana Grande one time when they were
Wow.
dating.
I
And
heard
then,
about that.
And then they were with what the fuck's his name? Ricky Velez. So I think they came in with Ricky Velez, and then and I don't even know Pete very well, but so I was sitting at another table, of course. I wasn't with the cool kids, and then he was like come around saying hi to everybody, and so he starts talking to me, and I whatever, I don't know what I said, but he goes, "Remember that time we did the Staten Island Comedy Festival and I emceed?" I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, it was me, you, and Joe DeRosa." I was like, "What? That's a fucking good show." Pete Davidson's the MC, but he's from Staten Island, but he is the MC. It was a Soul Joel production. Pete Davidson was the MC. DeRosa, I remember he was killing. I couldn't really follow him, and then I was in a bad mood. So I was.
So what's Ariana
Actually,
doing?
I actually
when-
got in a fight with a customer. The cops had a call. They had to call the cops. I think it was a Friday, Saturday night. Joel said I threw water at a guy when I was leaving the stage. And then Joel said, "Don't go out of the green room," and the guy wanted to kill me. And the cops came and they had
Just another night for Kevin Brennan.
But anyway, that's a good show. But I don't remember Pete Davidson at all. But I remember DeRosa, maybe because I was following him. But
When he's-
anyway, that's a good show, right? Pete Davidson,
Yeah.
MC, DeRosa, and then me.
So when he's telling
I
you the story,
told Pete, I go, I'm the weak link in that fucking show. Obviously, I had no idea at the time, but Anyway, so he comes over and we're saying that. And I go, Pete, can I take her picture? And he just laughed. But I mean, they would have fucking killed me because one of the reasons they supposedly they go there is because people, they're safe there because there's the comics table. Customers aren't allowed. So if you take their picture and you're a comic, you'll get Esty would have fucking killed me. But I should have done
Kind of like when you took a photo of Louis.
They banned me for a month anyway. So what the fuck? Because of Leslie Jones.
You remember when you took a photo of Louis?
Yeah, Esty got super mad at that, and Louis a comic, so whatever.
They banned you for letting Leslie Jones slap a cup of tea out of your hand?
No, but
you should have hung on to it. You wouldn't have got banned.
Oh, this is why you sign up.
You know why I got banned? Because I'm fucking edgy. I'm edgy.
This is why you sign up to Misery Loves Football. Exclusive.
I'm not like Dave Landau, fake edgy. I'm fake edgy, but I don't want to quit. Could you imagine Bill Hicks sending someone an email? And it's so cowardly. Like a real man wouldn't fucking send somebody an email to quit, especially when you're his fucking sidekick.
Man, a real man would be able to hang on to his tea, and so people would quit slapping it.
We get it.
Yeah, that callback's getting rough, man.
You're beating the shit out of the tea.
Fucking tea shit. I'm over it.
Never even told you.
So hey, listen. This is why you sign up for $5. You get Misery Loves Football, where we talk no football, but you get the video, the audio, and I'm put out on Mondays. That's what you'll get the audio for free on Mondays. But you also get breaking news. Fucking Louis C.K.'s on Joe List podcast talking movies.
No way.
So we got to get him on it. That Jordan Ranana, what's his name? Ranan,
yeah.
Is that a comic?
Yeah, he's all right.
Ronan, is it Ronan?
How do you, Lenny's printer? How do you know him when we don't know him?
I know. I'm hooked into the system. I got Lenny's on the speakerphone all the time here. I know everything that's going on.
Oh, he's a comic in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, what does he have to do with it, Chad?
Well, he's doing a podcast with Joe List, and they talk movies, and Louis on as their guest. So let's get him on. Let's get him on.
I think everybody hates that Ronan dude, though. I think he's annoying.
What's his name?
Ronan something.
Listen, I can't ask Louis to do that. I mean, I could ask him in person. He'll say no. But if he's doing Joe List, maybe he'll do mine in 2 years. But that's usually how it goes. Him and Joe List are tight. They probably talk every day. So I can't really go, hey, Louis, I saw you do Joe List.
Ronan Hirschberg. He's a Lenny.
Oh, yeah, I know him. I mean, I know who he is. I got nothing to gain by having him do my fucking, it would do a lot of action on YouTube, but.
Be huge.
Whatever. But then I look like a hack. Hey, I heard you do Joe List. Like I look like a bitter hack. Like, hey, you did Joe List podcast.
Just to ask him. Don't even bring up Joe List podcast.
No, he knows why. He's not stupid. He knows why I'm asking. They're probably tweeting that Louis on the show.
No, you had the move. You wanted to have him on and just make football picks, and that's it. That's the move to do with him.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And then once things get back to normal. Yeah. I'm not. It's like, listen, I can only ask. Louis been good to me, so I can't really push it for something like this. I need money, and Louis generates a lot of income for himself and to a lesser degree people that open for him. So I can't. I'm not gonna make it awkward, and then he's gonna be like, I can't have Kevin around to open for me because he's gonna keep asking me for shit. Maybe I'll ask him. I'm doing a show about sitcoms. Can you get on my sitcom show?
He's like, wow, that sounds similar to what I just did.
I'll be like, I heard Joe List likes talking about movies. I like talking about Welcome Back, Kotter and the Brady Bunch. Can you do my show? Now, Louis good. Louis funny when you hang out with him. So that's a good move by Joe List. I'm surprised it took this long.
I bet he'd do yours, buddy.
He would if we were together, if we were in fucking some hotel and we had lunch. I said, you want to do he would have done the football podcast. I know that, but I didn't get a chance because we were supposed to go to Cleveland after we did Baltimore, but then Cleveland was spiking, not in fun, but in pandemic cases.
Well, it's spiking in fun tonight because I got it. Speaking of which, I got to head out because I got to get ready to go do a show.
I got to head out more than you do, Ray.
I got to go too, Ray. I got to go fly to Utah, buddy.
All right. I love you guys. I'm gonna jump out of here.
Want to plug
All
something
right.
before you leave?
What's that?
You want to plug?
Yeah, check out my Patreon. I don't know why it didn't go up. Try putting it up today. I got to find out why this Patreon episode just keeps spinning. It's been spinning for hours. It's just been spinning.
This is the best of both worlds because it's like having Joe DeRosa, but we don't have to deal with all his neuroses. So it's like it keeps spinning. I mean, it's like crazy talk.
It's been spinning
Why
for like
you ask Adam
5
to help
hours.
you? Adam knows how to do it. Adam knows how to get something to stop spinning.
Yeah, so I'm annoyed with that. But it'll be up because I'm gonna call them. I mean, I'm paying them, so
Who you calling?
Patreon, seeing what's up, what the glitch is.
Yeah, it's 214-712 Patreon. Call them.
Is it really? Are you being
No.
serious?
No,
All
no.
right, Chad. Jesus, Chad. All right, thanks.
It's one
for
of those
that.
jokes you were talking about, Ray.
Ray's mad. Ray, don't leave mad. It's like
Don't slap the tea out of my hands.
It's like don't go to sleep mad with your wife. Then when am I supposed to go to sleep? Don't go to
Oh, I
sleep
slept
mad.
over that girl's place, by the way.
Like you
Nice.
finger her.
All right, we'll just say we hung out for the night. How about
You know,
that?
how about
We
we
don't
save,
gotta tell.
how about we
details.
save it for Brian McCarthy's Patreon?
Yeah. Ray,
Right.
why are you burying the lead and your dick
Right.
in someone's pussy? No, but why are you burying? Why didn't you talk about this in the beginning? This
It's
is
the
better. Than,
Brian McCarthy tease. He's learning. Ray knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
so you're
yeah,
gonna
that-
talk about this on your Patreon?
Sure, but yeah, I ended up spending the night at her place, and
And she's got little kids.
she's got kids. Her kids are teenagers, and I think they were at
Jesus
her dad's place for the weekend. They weren't there.
Oh, that's why.
Were you saving the story for Red Bar?
You didn't say no.
The guy was a nice guy. I have to give him. I got to
What
give him credit.
guy? You met the husband?
He's
The
talking about
Mike
Red
guy.
Bar.
Yeah.
Oh. You just said he's like he's a high stakes poker player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was nice to me when he saw that I wasn't like going, when I was just like, when he was like shitting on me, and I was just like,
I feel bad because we've only been on
agreeing
for
with
like
him.
an hour and a half. I mean, he does like or we've been on an hour 15.
We got 6 hours left.
yeah.
Yeah, we got to do 10 hours today.
Well, he only had Ray on because you're hot right now. You're moving the needle, so he grabbed Ray.
Yeah, then I feel like I was his Han Solo and you're his Luke Skywalker. Like I was his Han Solo and Carbonite for Darth Vader. Like he was just
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't see.
I'm just the bait to get you to come.
I don't like
that-
space movies. Talk about Jaws or something like that, or
Yeah.
you know.
I heard didn't he give you money? On
Yeah,
Twitter?
yeah, he did. He gave me money too.
Wait, he would pay me to do a show?
I don't want to say yes, but I bet he would. I bet
Did
he would.
pay you because he saw what you were wearing, or he agreed to pay you before?
I think he paid me because he felt sorry for me, and I was like, I'll take the money. I have nothing else.
Maybe
Look,
they paid you because
I'm like, the second I'm done with this, I'm going closing out a bar show and getting $50. So, yeah, you want to give me
when I did Aaron Berg's show. I guess his wife hosts the show on Thursday or Wednesday somewhere. And there were pictures of it, and it wasn't sold out. So I was joking that, of course, it's sold out. So then Aaron's like, "Hey, you want to do my wife's show?" I go, "No." I go, "I don't do open mic." She goes, "Pay $75." Like I'm going to be like, "Woohoo, honey, we can go to Aruba now." $75.
Back up the car.
Well,
We're
to
moving
be
to West
honest,
Palm.
I thought he was joking about the money. I thought it was like just a
Well,
joke.
when did they say they were going to pay you?
He was like, "Show me a fork. I'll give." I was like, "All right, here you go. And I was like, kind of curious where it was going, and I didn't think he was really going to pay me. I thought it was all a joke.
Show you a fork?
Yeah. And then as soon as the show was over, he Venmoed me $300, and I was like,
Wait, what does a fork mean? Show me.
I have no idea. I thought it was all. I was like, all right. I'm curious. Where's this? Okay, here's a. And then next thing I know, I thought it was like all a
It's like
joke.
what's that show? Let's Make a Deal, where you had to have like. stuff in
Yeah,
your
I have
pocket?
no idea.
Show me a fork, and I'll give you $300. Was he talking about that? Was that like a reference to that? If you show me,
I have no idea. And then I listened to it
$300?
afterwards. He had no idea what he was doing, but
'Cause that's
he
what a guy.
Venmoed me.
Lenny's
Venmoed me
Printer,
$300. So
Lenny's Printer, remember that? When they did Let's Make a Deal at the end, he would go, anybody have if you have
Oh,
a
give
fork?
me a rubber band, and you have to
Yeah,
go
show
dig
me a
for rubber
fork in
band.
your purse and I'll give you $300. And people would just have odd shit because they knew he was going to ask at the end of the deal,
Yeah.
at the end of the show. Another high energy host, Bob Eubanks. Who hosted Let's Make a Deal? Oh, no,
Monty
more.
Hall.
Yeah, what is his name?
Monty
Monty
Hall.
Hall.
Monty Hall.
All right, I got to get out of here because I got to go
Morty.
shave
Ray,
and go
Ray,
do
the
this
show's
show.
just getting good. Where are you going? I'm kidding.
All right. I still love all you guys.
All right. Well, yeah,
Even
don't-
Ray.
even you, Mr. Printer, even though you're
That's all right.
mean to
That-
me
I
today.
I just had to give you a little talking to. That's all
All-
right. You
all
straightened
good.
out. You're good, Ray.
All
don't
right,
do anything
peace.
crazy, Ray.
All right.
Good luck with
Don't
that
be a
whore.
Lenny.
Good luck, Ray.
Good luck with that whore, I said. I
This is
shouldn't
good.
even tell a story. We got to get Natterman on the show. There's a classic Natterman story. Natterman doesn't get a lot of action with the ladies, but apparently he was with some lady, and then he was like, "You must be a whore." Just because she would have sex with him, she must be a whore.
Natterman's
no.
been brought up a lot lately.
I'm like, that's not what they want to hear. Natterman's charming, he's funny, but she doesn't want to hear like, "You must be a whore if you're gonna have sex with me." They don't want to
know
hear
this-
that. They want to hear like, "Oh, they want whisper sweet nothings. Don't tell them they're a whore."
We should get Louis, Crystalia, and Brian Callen on at the same time. Do you think they'll do it?
And Governor Cuomo. Do you think he'll come on?
Oh yeah.
Get them
I
all
guess
on.
Louis probably figured like he's off the hook now because Cuomo's the governor. I mean, there's so many people going after the governor now. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, he can show his face again.
They don't want him running for president, so they're trying to bring him down.
Yeah, but also it's like every guy gets into trouble. So it's like, if you're famous and you're whatever, like women can, once one or two come forward, then the floodgates are open, and then it just becomes like, oh shit, he must have done something, because like now they're saying the police are gonna go after Cuomo. So it's like you can't have a dick, and you can't. First of all, like I said, you can't work with women. Women, women are around. They look pretty. They look pretty on purpose. They like to look nice, and then you're supposed to just ignore it, or I mean, even if you try, some days you're just gonna be fucking horny. Like I'm horny today. I'm not gonna lie. And I was gonna grab my wife, but I know she'd be like, "Get your fucking dirty hands off me."
Hashtag me too. She would be like,
She slapped the fucking tea out of my hand. Call back. She slapped the tea out of my hand because I actually did have tea. But I mean, I'm horny now, and I gotta talk to my wife about maybe having some relations, and I don't even know how to approach it. And she's my wife. I've known her since 2004, and I don't know what to say to her to get her.
you should have Godfrey text her.
Send her an email.
Have Louis call her.
Send her an email.
Send her an email.
She'll get back to you on Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't look at the email. I didn't know you were horny 3 days ago. Yep. All right, let's wrap it up. Chad, what time you flying?
I got to be at the airport by 9 tomorrow.
All right,
So
I'm putting this
9:30.
up on my YouTube page again.
All right. You love those
thinking-
hits, don't you?
No, it's funny. I like the shows that are not like just controversial. I think this controversial. I like to put the controversial shows up. And plus, you don't put it up.
movers.
You make them wait anyway. You put it up on your Patreon, then last week you didn't even put the show up, right?
No, I put it up. I just put it up on Monday.
Audio only.
Yeah, audio only on Monday because there's no football on Sunday, so I'll make them wait a couple days so people can get some sort of
right.
reward.
Oh, so I won't put it up until like Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the Patreon. I mean, the YouTube's good because it's like I'm not hurting anyone's Patreon, but they get to see the show. And I'm not going to put up every show. I just like to put up shows that are. Plus, the shows at Ray are good because he's so good. He's like it's like Happy Days with him. Like he's like, I like that guy, and he doesn't know what's going on.
Never
and,
knows what's going on.
yeah,
Never doesn't have a clue.
Clueless, and then he likes everybody, and he's like, yeah. And then Mike David was good, except he wants to put Chrissy Mayer in jail. Other than that, like he just talks out of both sides of his mouth. It's like, no, Mike David's nice, but yeah, he did want to. He's probably a high stakes poker guy, and he's not messing around. He wants to put people in jail. I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, then maybe he's not as nice as you think. So, which is it, Ray? Is he nice or is he dangerous?
Lenny, what do you think we should do with this show? What do you think we should do with it as an outsider looking in?
What do you mean?
Lenny's on the show now. Lenny's a regular.
What do you mean do with it?
We should probably
them-
just do what we did. Me,
Yeah.
first of all,
Do it.
Lenny's a fake. Lenny's fake, so that's good. He's not a real dude. And then Ray is almost like not a real dude because Ray doesn't even know what's. Lenny knows more. Lenny's a fake thing, and he knows more about what's going on than Ray does.
I'm tapped in.
So the
He-
fact that
He knew Joe
we have-
List's co-host.
yeah, the fact that we have to tell Ray everything, and Lenny's printer.
Knows everything.
Lenny's printer's just sitting there all day, just listening to Lenny and
I overhear things. I look through his Rolodex.
yeah,
I do all
they
that
don't
stuff.
notice you because you're basically mind your own business over
I'm
there as a printer.
inconspicuous. I just sitting in the corner minding my business. I hear things and I absorb them.
You just hear
Yeah.
Gina and Lenny talk.
Gina
Yeah.
and yeah,
That
they were
would be.
laughing.
Could you imagine if he could record that? Oh my god, that'd be fucking gold.
I might have
That
to, yeah,
would
have
go
to record it.
viral.
I'm
That's
so
what-
Printer releases a fucking audio of Gina and Lenny having fornication.
I'm so
Or
stupid,
even
like-
talking about supermarket sweep.
You remember when we had Mike Ward on, and you started thinking that was a real comedy club in the back?
Yeah.
There was like 2 seconds where I actually thought Lenny was in Lenny Printers was in Lenny's house for 2 seconds. I was like,
No,
wait,
that's
wait,
why I can only do the show sometimes because you
Yeah,
have to wait till they
sometimes, yeah.
leave.
I gotta wait. Yeah, I gotta wait for them to walk the dog. I gotta quick.
They don't have a
Yeah, they
dog.
do.
They can't have a dog in that little apartment. Anyway, I think that's it. I wrote down notes because I really feel like I was watching the old Compound Media shows. I was like, maybe E-Rock was right. I should have prepared a little bit more. So I like to be prepared. If I'm gonna shit on them, I should hold up my end of the bargain, which is, they didn't put the stuff on YouTube like they should have, and maybe I should have had more pre-show prep. So I've made notes. As my son says, a good comic doesn't take notes. That's my son. My son thinks that good comics don't go up on stage with notes, or they don't even have notes when they do a podcast. That's why he's failing out of school. Anyway, my wife's always like, take notes. He's like, no. If dad was a better comic, he wouldn't take notes, and we wouldn't live in this crappy apartment. Anyway, sorry about the crucifix, everybody, and the rosary beads. All right, Chad, good luck in Utah. Tell the guy I said hi. The guy who books it, he's there.
I don't know if he's going to be there, but he's a fan of the podcast, and I will
All right,
say something.
tell him I might want to do it, or I'll tell him. I'll send him an email.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, you should.
What do I got to lose? Plus, it's always good to have like incentive to come up with material, because a lot of times you just like.
That's why I did it. It was a nice challenge.
No, it's a lot of times if you're forced to write material, all of it's not going to be great, but you'll come up with some good stuff. If you're forced to write a new half hour, some of it will be good.
I dug up some shit from I told a long time ago and like kind of put new spins and tags on it. So it was
Why
kind of
the fuck not? I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that.
yeah. Lenny, do you have anything you want to plug?
Nothing. Rest in peace, Ken Muska. That's it. Go see Chrissy Mayer at the Compounds
He's
tour.
not
March
dead. He
20.
just quit.
What? But he's dead to this.
He might come back.
He'll come back. I'll have to come in once in a while. Once
I
once the football season starts, maybe I'll come back.
I thought maybe he got indicted on wire fraud charges or something. No.
No, not yet. But
Not
he
yet.
he was a good statistician. But we don't need anyone to keep a track of. I mean,
Yeah.
we need Ray needs help
Yeah.
on keeping track of things. But so it'd be maybe good for Ken to be here. Maybe Ken will fill in for Lenny's printer if he can't do a show because Gina and Lenny are around.
Yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
plug the Come On Man podcast?
Yeah, Come On Man podcast. I put it out whenever I feel like it. Sometimes I eat food. Sometimes I don't. Shit on Lenny.
Oh yeah, I like the one where you're dipping the turkey and the ham in the.
Oh yeah, you got to put the mustard and mayonnaise. I got
Yeah.
in trouble. I heard Lenny and Gina fighting the other night that I didn't put the jar on tight enough on the mayo,
Oh.
I think. So they
Yeah.
got into a little thing.
Oh,
You have to throw out the jar of mayonnaise, and money's tight. So Gina
Lenny's
wasn't happy
OCD.
about
I
that.
know Lenny's OCD, so he probably wants everything tight, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she actually blamed it on Lenny. She didn't let him have any chocolate milk that night for dessert. So Lenny didn't get to have any chocolate
No
milk that night.
chocolate milk for Lenny.
No.
Oh, God bless. All right, everybody.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Count the votes and
Good luck, Chad.
thank you.
Yeah.
5 stars on the iTunes sign up, guys, on Patreon. That's a wrap. Thank you for listening. Good night.
God
All
bless.
right.